It looks like Esteban Ocon has found himself in quite the predicament after his crash with Pierre Gastley at Monaco. Will he be able to smooth things over with the team, or will he be watching the Canadian GP from the sidelines? Let's delve into the details because this is going to be interesting. The incident happened on the very first lap when Ocon made an overly ambitious move on his teammate at Prix. The result? Ocon's car was launched into the air, ending his race on the spot. Alpine team boss Bruno Famine didn't mince words, calling it completely out of line and hinting at serious consequences for the Frenchman, including a possible benching. So what exactly went down between these two? How bad is the damage to Ocon's standing with the team? And could we really see Ocon's seat taken by another driver in Canada? Let's dive into this messy situation. The Monaco GP took a dramatic turn on the very first lap when Esteban Ocon made a risky move on his teammate Pierre Gastley at the tight and technical Prix corner. Ocon, who was running behind Gastley, attempted an overly ambitious overtake that ended in disaster. He dove up the inside of Gastley's car, but there simply wasn't enough room for both Alpines to make it through. The result was a big collision that sent Ocon's car airborne, crashing down onto the track with significant damage. Gastley's car also suffered from the impact, but he was able to continue racing. Over the team radio, a furious Gastley couldn't contain his disbelief and frustration, exclaiming, "What did he do? Why did he try to attack me? Oh my gosh." It was clear that Ocon made a huge error in judgment and he knew it. The driver took to social media after the race to issue an apology, saying, "Today's incident was my fault. The gap was too small in the end and I apologize to the team on this one." While taking responsibility for the crash was a step in the right direction, it may not be enough to quell the anger and disappointment within the Alpine team. The incident was a crushing blow for Ocon, who was forced to retire from the race due to the extensive damage to his car. Meanwhile, Gastley managed to salvage a hard-fought point for the team with a 10th place finish, his first points of the year. The fallout from this incident is far from over, and tensions are running high with the Alpine garage. Team boss Bruno Famine didn't hold back in his assessment of the situation, calling Ocon's move completely out of line and hinting at serious repercussions for the driver. With the Canadian Grand Prix just around the corner, all eyes will be on Alpine to see how they handle this delicate situation and whether Ocon will face any further penalties for his actions. This isn't the first time that Ocon and Gastley have clashed on track, and their history together adds another layer of complexity to this already tense situation. To fully understand the dynamics at play here, we need to take a closer look at the relationship between these two drivers and the events that led up to this explosive moment in Monaco. It's no secret that these two drivers have a history of tension and rivalry dating back to their karting days. But the incident in Monaco has brought those simmering tensions to a boiling point, and it's clear that the Alpine team has had enough. The fact that team principal Famine was seen having a serious conversation with reserve driver Jack Doohan shortly after the incident has only fueled speculation that Ocon could be facing a benching for the upcoming Canadian Grand Prix. It's not the first time that Ocon and Gastley have clashed on the track this season. Just a few races ago at the Australian Grand Prix, the two drivers made contact in a similar incident that left both cars damaged. At the time, the team chalked it up to hard racing and moved on. But now, with a second major incident in such a short span of time, it's clear that the dynamic between these two drivers is becoming untenable. The history between Ocon and Gastley goes back much further than just this season, though. The two drivers first met as young karters in France, and their rivalry quickly blossomed. In 2008, during the National Karting Championships, Gastley made a bold move to overtake Ocon on the final lap, only to be disqualified after the race. The incident left a bitter taste in both drivers' mouths, and they've struggled to see eye to eye ever since. Now, with both drivers on the same team and fighting for position, those old wounds have been reopened. Gastley has made it clear that he feels Ocon overstepped in Monaco, breaking a pre-race agreement about giving priority to the lead car. For his part, Ocon has apologized for the incident, but the damage may already be done. The question now is what Alpine will do to address the situation. Benching Ocon for the Canadian Grand Prix would send a strong message, but it would also leave the team without one of its regular drivers. Reserve driver Jack Doohan is waiting in the wings, but throwing a rookie in the car mid-season is always a risky proposition. There's also the question of Ocon's long-term future with the team. If Alpine feels that Ocon is no longer a good fit for the team, they may decide to cut ties sooner rather than later. But what would that mean for Alpine's driver lineup going forward? The team has invested heavily in both Ocon and Gastley, and losing one of them mid-season could be a major blow. There's also the question of who would replace Ocon if he were to leave. Mick Schumacher, son of racing legend Michael Schumacher, is currently driving for Alpine in the World Endurance Championship and could be an intriguing option for the team. Ocon's future with Alpine is suddenly very much up in the air, and the team will need to act quickly to address the situation before it spirals out of control. Will Ocon be on the grid in Canada, or will he be watching from the sidelines as the rest of the field battles it out? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure, the drama is far from over. All eyes will be on Alpine to see how they handle this delicate situation. Will Ocon face further penalties from his actions, or will the team give him another chance to prove himself? As the team considers their options for the upcoming Canadian Grand Prix, speculation is rife about the potential consequences Ocon might face for his costly mistake. One of the most significant repercussions could be Ocon sitting out the race in Montreal. With team boss Bruno Famine hinting at serious consequences and being spotted in deep conversation with reserve driver Jack Doohan, it seems increasingly likely that Ocon may be benched for the Canadian round. This would be a major blow for the 27-year-old who's in his 5th season with the team and has been a regular point scorer. Jack Doohan, son of motorcycle racing legend Mick Doohan, is the obvious choice as Alpine's designated reserve driver. The 21-year-old Australian would relish the opportunity to make his F1 debut, albeit under different circumstances. But the implications of the Monaco incident go beyond just the Canadian Grand Prix. Ocon's future at Alpine is now very much in doubt. If Alpine decides that Ocon is no longer the right fit for the team, they may choose to cut ties with him sooner rather than later. This would be a major blow for Ocon, who has shown flashes of brilliance during his time at Alpine, but has also struggled with consistency and occasional mistakes. The Monaco incident, coming so soon after a similar clash with Gasly in Australia, may prove to be the final straw for a team that has invested heavily in both drivers. As the F1 circus heads to Montreal, the stage is set for a fascinating battle both on and off the track, with Ocon's future very much hanging in the balance. What do you think will happen? Will they give Ocon another chance to prove himself, or will they opt for a change in the driver lineup? Put your thoughts in the comments down below, and while you're down there, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.